Hello students, hearty welcome to Narayana live classes. Today let us analyze the topic electrochemistry with the help of few assignment questions. So here we go with the first question. Saucepans can be manufactured through the electrolysis of. So there are 4 options given. Before choosing the right option, let us once recall what is the phenomena behind this question. So if you recall, the phenomena which is useful to better answer this question is nothing but electroplating. So now try to understand what is electroplating with its definition. So electroplating is a process in which a metallic object is coated with another metal by the process of simple electrolysis. So if you want more detail into this, so we take a metal with which you want to coat the another metal as an anode and the other metal which is an anode. So as the electrolysis is supplied, slowly the ions from the metal are decomposed into the solution and they are deposited on the other metal, so that we'll complete the process of electroplating. So with the help of this explanation, now we need to move to answer the question. So I think everyone can answer the question. The right answer is copper. So why we should have only copper as the answer? You know, in the periodic table, each and every element is unique. In the same way, metals are also having their unique properties. So the property of copper which makes it has its application in the cooking industry is nothing but its high heat conductivity. So what is the answer? The answer is nothing but it's a high heating conductivity. You know already that copper is good conductor of heat. Copper is very good conductor of heat. You know, even silver is a very good conductor of heat. But practically speaking, the cost of copper, as it is very cheap, that is the reason usually copper is taken as a better option for this question. So with this, let us move to the next question. So let's move to the next question. So all of you read the question. Electroplating of chromium helps in the manufacturing of. So here we need to understand another metal that is nothing but chromium. So there are few options given, out of which one option should be chosen, but before that we should understand what is the specific property of chromium. If you recall the properties of chromium, the metal which is very hard, which is lustrous, and which is a very good inert metal, like the metal which usually doesn't corrode by any other like moisture or oxygen in the atmosphere. So because of these properties, it is better used in the manufacturing of car bumpers. It is betterly used in the manufacturing of car bumpers. You know, car bumpers, they are useful in protecting the car from the accidents and all. So where we need a kind of shiny surface. So I think this picture will help you to understand what is car bumper. So if I minimize this, so you will have different colors of car bumper. So the metal which is useful in this electroplating is nothing but chromium. And in chromium also, what is that typical property which makes its better use in this particular segment is its polishing nature. So chromium can be polished a lot so that it will get a kind of lustrous nature. So that is one of the reasons behind it. So with this, let us move to the third question. So here is our third question. Which metal is used in electroplating cans to store food? So this is very important question. Usually we store food in cans. So most of the cans, they are obviously made up of stainless usually, but the coat which is protecting stainless steel is nothing but tin. So what is the answer? The answer is tin. So I think you know the reason behind using tin is obviously it is it is highly resistant towards the corrosion. Usually it doesn't get corroded. When it is converted into its oxide, it is oxidized. It is oxidized and which forms a layer which protects the inner metal from the corrosion. So that is the only reason why we use tin as the best option in making the cans which are getting coated. Fine. So let us move to the fourth question. So all these questions are very simple and interesting. So coming to the fourth question, which of these is not an application of electroplating? So this is the question where we need to deal with the options. So it's not like more getting into the deeper of content. So let us see the options first. Rust removal, electroplating, making leather, manufacturing of bleach. So with the options itself we can take it very easily. So which is odd man out if you do. You know, this is what we do mostly in reasoning. So we can make this particular thing out of the topic, because making of leather, it's completely a natural phenomena which is not at all related with the metallurgy. So this is the reason, this is the option which we need to choose. So now let us move to the fifth question, which is our final question. So let's read the question. Which of the following non-metal is applied by the process of electrolysis? So with the help of electrolysis, it's not like we are obtaining only the metals, we are plating only the metals. So there are more uses of which are useful in non-metals also. So here we need to choose a non-metal. Actually it is very simple. If you see, what are the options given? Silver, copper, gold, chlorine. If you observe it carefully, the question itself says like we need to choose a non-metal, right? They are asking us to choose non-metal. So if you see, silver, which is a metal, copper, which is a metal, gold, which is also a metal, and there is the only non-metal which is nothing but chlorine. Chlorine is a non-metal. So few questions will be so easy that we can just answer once if we read the question. But to understand that particular question in a very clear way, so let us go with this particular picture. So I think you remember the fundamental and the traditional electrolysis process where we use the electrolyte as copper sulfate. Just recall the concept of electrolysis. We used to take an example of sodium chloride or copper sulfate, where copper acts as an anode and another metal acts as a cathode, and the ions which are coming out from copper are getting deposited on the other metal. So this process is nothing but electrolysis. So we can easily answer to the question here, the non-metal which is obtained by the electrolysis as a deposition on the other metal is nothing but, what is that? Electrolyte is nothing but chlorine. So now with the help of this so chlorine we can make instead of copper sulfate, if we take an example of copper chloride, so we can get chlorine as a product. So that is the fundamental phenomena of this particular question. So thanks for being very good listeners. Take care, stay home, stay safe. Thank you.